the rest of it. Here, it's going to go down a little bit. It just went down $100.
Thank you so much.
We'll do that for you from the White House, all right?
Thank you.
All right, bye. Nice seeing you, everybody.
Donald Trump goes to a supermarket in Pennsylvania and gives out $100 bills to people to help pay for their groceries, offset the cost of the rising groceries that have just been destroying families and personal budgets all over the country. And now the left is like, federal crime. Charge him again.
Here, it's going to go down a little bit. It just went down $100.
This is something Kamala Harris would never do, by the way. She would never walk into a grocery store and start handing out $100 bills. In fact, when she went to the Wawa, you may remember, she was on a hunt for Doritos. She had two white dudes for Kamala, and they were searching for Doritos. Tim Walz and, of course, her husband, Doug Emhoff, and they found them, thank God. And then they got back in the bus and they drove away. But Donald Trump he's there and he's meeting the people and he's talking to the people and he's seeing what's going on. And he realizes that at the grocery store, there's a lot of issues. In fact, he stopped and talked to the grocery store owner. And keep in mind, this isn't a Kroger. This isn't Harris Teeter. This isn't Publix. This isn't one of the big chains. This is a mom and pop grocery store, which already has enough issues. I mean, when you're a mom and pop grocery store, you're already feeling the heat from the big stores, from not just the grocery stores, but the Walmarts and the Targets and all these other places that have begun selling groceries in the past few years. And Donald Trump's like, hey, how's it going?
So how do you do against the big stores? How do you do?
You know, I'm very proud because every year we've been up, except for the last 3 years because of this inflation. Yeah. It's exactly what you said. The prices are up, but our sales are down. So we've had to get super creative in how we use our space to try
prices go up and yet your sales are down.
Yeah. So it's been brutal just to try to. Thankfully, I have a great crew, great staff. My family work together.
How long has this been open?
We've been in business 25 years.
Wow.
We bought it. This store where you're standing there has been a grocery store since 1929.
Wow, that's great. Yeah. That's beautiful.
That is great. It may not be there much longer, though, if Kamala Harris wins the presidency. As somebody who watches this show every day, as a patriot, I know you understand what kind of a patriotic and energetic American it takes to not just run this country, but campaign to be president of the United States of America. And that got me thinking about patriots and the greatest Americans we've known and where they are now. Do you remember Chuck Norris? Action star Chuck Norris. Do you ever wonder where he is these days? Well, I'll tell you, he's 84 years old and he has more energy than I do. I found this video of him the other day. Watch this. He's still kicking butt and working out and staying super active. What's even more shocking is he's stronger and can work out longer and even has plenty of energy left over to play with all of his grandkids, which is really important. You want to make sure you have time and energy for the grandkids. He did all this too just by making one little change. And he says that one little change makes him feel like he's still in his 50s. Even his wife started doing that one thing too, and she's never felt better. She says she feels 10 years younger. Plus, her body looks leaner and she has just as much energy as he does all day long. Chuck Norris made a special video that explains everything. Make sure you watch it. Go to chuckdefense.com/MK or click on the link below in the description of this video. I put the link there conveniently. You can just click on it. It'll take you right to the video. And as you watch this video, remember, Chuck Norris is a whopping 84 years old. That's 3 years older than Joe Biden, and he has more energy than I do. And he did it by just changing three things that can sabotage our body as we age. I couldn't do it justice. Watch the video. Go to chuckdefense.com/MK, chuckdefense.com/MK, and watch the video now. Donald Trump had a couple of other things to say when he was at the grocery store. In fact, he hung out for a while. He was talking to people. He was taking photos. He was autographing things. He watched this one lady come up to the counter with some apples.
A woman came in with 3 apples. She put them down at the cash register, and she realized she couldn't afford 3, and she brought one back, and that shouldn't be this country. Oh. She brought one back, and she bought 2 instead of 3. That shouldn't be this.
That shouldn't be that. Donald Trump goes in, he watches a lady come up with 3 apples. She can't afford them. She goes back, she comes back with 2 apples, and the whole time he's thinking to himself, hey, Kamala, how do you like them apples? This lady can't even afford 3 apples. How's she going to make, what kind of pie? You can't make a pie with 2 apples. You can make maybe a tart or something like that. Maybe, is that what you want, Kamala? You want this little lady to make an apple tart? You can't make anything. 2 apples, what's that going to... An apple a day keeps the doctor away. That's only 2 days that she's keeping the doctor away. And with skyrocketing health costs and prescription drug costs, she can't afford health care either. So there's all kinds of issues. There's all kinds of issues with that. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris's surrogates were out trying to do a number on the media. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris's surrogates were out trying to explain that Kamala Harris actually has a plan. They just don't know what it is. This is, I think her name's Kathy Hyman. Unfortunately for her name's Kathy Hyman, and she was on Fox News, and she was stumped. She was stumped by the Fox News reporter when they asked her, what exactly is your boss's plan for, stuff?
What is Harris's plan? We're waiting.
Yeah, okay, there's a lot of aspects to it in regards to looking at it online. So let's talk about lowering the grocery costs, because that's something that's brought up. The viewers can look at this online. She talks about certain things in regards to advancing the first federal ban on price gouging on food and groceries, to set clear rules to the road to make it clear that big corporations can't unfairly exploit consumers as well.
Is that
and
happening?
secure new
Is that happening?
It's not at this moment. No, this is her plan that's laid out for the first 100 days when she becomes president of the United States of America.
Is that currently happening?
In regards to I don't know exactly if that's currently happening or not, because I'm not privy to that type of information.
Okay. You're not. Wait a minute. You're the spokesperson for the campaign, and you're not privy to information like, is price gouging happening? The whole plan, Kamala Harris's whole plan for bringing down prices is to go after price gougers, which, fun fact, isn't even a thing. And when her surrogate, when Kathy Hyman is out there speaking on behalf of the Kamala Harris campaign, and she's asked, is this happening? She goes, no, the plan's not happening yet. She goes, no. Is price gouging happening? Is that the reason why this lady in Pennsylvania at the store where Donald Trump goes, tries to buy 3 apples? She can't afford 3 apples. She buys 2 apples instead because that's all she can afford. Are you telling me that the reason this lady can only afford 2 apples and not 3 apples is because the farmers that own those apple orchards, those bastards, are price gouging her out of the 3 apples that she so rightly deserves? Is that what it is? These farmers are price gouging the apples? Who knew? Who knew? Kathy Hyman didn't know because she's not privy to that kind of information. It just got worse for her, by the way, in this interview.
But there are people are costing a lot of money in regards to groceries.
Okay. It seems like you're having a hard time articulating her plan. And
I'm honestly, that's not true. Please, I'm constantly being interrupted by you, which as a woman, I think is disrespectful. When I'm trying to speak, every time I try and speak, you speak over me.
As a woman, I'm sorry. I'm actually trying to articulate the plan, but you're not giving me enough time because you're interrupting. You're interrupting me. And as a woman, that is very disrespectful. As a woman, you should have my back. As a woman, and this is their whole plan. If you're a woman and you're interviewing somebody who's a woman, you should just respect them because they're a woman. Needless to say, they're an idiot. The rest, put that to the side. They're not privy to the information that you're looking for. They don't really have a knowledge of the campaign, of the non-existent plan, or the problems that are facing the United States of America, nor do they have any information about how their candidate is going to fix all of that because, fun fact, spoiler alert, she's not. But that's disrespect. You should never, as a woman, treat another woman that way. That right there is the crux of Kamala Harris's campaign. She's a black woman. Therefore, every black person and every woman should automatically vote for her, even though she has no plans and she's going after price gouging, which doesn't actually exist. Or if it does, her spokespeople don't know about it because they're not privy to that information. This is my favorite part at the very end.
Okay. Final thought.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay. I was giving you time there.
And you complain you don't have any time. You're like, all right, fine. Final thought. I'll shut up. Go ahead. And the woman says, thank you for having me. She's out, man. She's done. She's like, I am out of here. I don't want to deal with you anymore. I don't want you Fox News babes to try to twist my words or make me look like an idiot. I can handle that on my own. So I'm going to go leave. So that's Donald Trump's plan for winning the entire country. That's how Donald Trump is going to make America red again.